Hey everyone, what's up? This is Arena Hacks. My name's Kyle, and today we're going to be looking at the FNM Friday Night Magic that was just running this Friday. It was a pauper event, and I'm pretty sure there was one or two of these events since I started this channel. However, I didn't know about them until last minute, and I just wasn't ready for it, and I wasn't able to make a video of it. And I've always wanted to do a video on pauper events. I call them pauper. I don't know how exactly you pronounce that, Pauper. So I just call it pauper, like pop, soda pop, pauper, whatever. Because that's what I don't know how else to pronounce that word. But anyways, what it basically means is you're only allowed to use commons in the deck that you create, common cards. So even your opponents, right? So that's something to think about. You don't have to worry about people playing Ultimatums or Ember Cleaves or Skyclave Apparitions or Luminarch Aspirations or like any of these things that are just so crazy out in the meta right now. So if you're just getting started with Arena, these kinds of events, not only are the Friday Night Magic, which I've been doing a lot of, it seems like I've been talking a lot of because of the historic shakeup that they've been doing for the last like 2 weeks, going on week 3 now. And so since they work the same way as the Friday Night Magic, it seems like I've been talking a lot about Friday Night Magic recently, but it's really just been about those two things. I'm not sure if I did do a Friday Night Magic video not that long ago. I think there was one pretty recently though. But anyways, this, like I said, this is why I was particularly excited about this one. It's a great way to get a few rare cards and build your collection. And pauper is just great. It's easier. They're like the most budget-friendly decks. It's only commons, right? So it's usually a lot easier. The other one is Artisan, Historic Artisan or Standard Artisan, doesn't really matter. And that just means that you can only use commons and uncommons. So I know when I was really first getting started with Arena, sometimes when there was too many commons in the deck, I actually did run out of wild cards, and I didn't have the commons to get it. And that's the one thing I kind of think about the wild cards is like when you're just getting started and you're not actually spending a lot of real money and buying a lot of packs, it's actually really hard to get the common wild cards because you only get them when you open a pack and you actually flip and see a common wild card, right? That's the only way to get them. There's no wheel that goes around to get you common wild cards, and nobody really wants that because they always eventually at some point it's just the commons just rack up and they have nothing to do with them. They don't know what to do with them. They have so many of them, right? Is what a lot of people eventually get to. So, but when you're just getting started out, I find sometimes that can even be a problem. So even the Artisan decks might be actually a little better for people really, really fresh and just getting started with Arena. However, this is pauper, and it's still really, really super budget friendly, being only limited to common cards in your deck. So this is a deathtouch deck that I made called Touch of Death. I believe this, I made a few modifications, nothing crazy. I didn't add anything from Kaldheim. I was looking at it, and there are some cards that would go really good in here, but I think they are actually common or uncommon, the cards I'm thinking of, and I'm like, oh, that would go good in here. And then I'm looking, why can't I find it? I'm like, because the filters are filtering it out because it actually is not valid in this deck because those are uncommon cards. So really, yeah, I haven't done too much changing to this. I had too many cards in it before. I don't know why. That's usually a pretty beginner mistake, is you try to keep it down to 60. There's very rare reasons why you would want to go over your minimum limit. And I explained that in a deck building video that I'll put a link to up here that you can check out if you haven't already. Just basics to how to build a deck in Magic the Gathering. But anyway, so I did lower the number back down. I had to cut some few cards. I did have 4 Llanowar Elves in here, so I did cut one of those. I had the Crawl Stinger instead of the 4 Sedge Scorpions in the deck. I didn't have the Sedge Scorpions, but I did have the Stinger instead. But I took it out because I'm just like, you're paying 2 extra mana just to get a creature that is a 2/2 instead of a 1/1. So I'm like, paying 2 extra mana for that extra 1/1 is not really worth it. Not the way this deck works and functions. that extra power is it's just not worth the 2 mana. It's not worth it. So I'm like, how about we drop that? And since we got the Blightblade in Zendikar, and this is a historic deck, and we can use the Sedge Scorpion, which is historic, we can mix all these 3 guys together and still be in mono green and still have a total of 12 1-mana 1/1 death touch creatures, which is really sick for a deck like this especially. The elves almost work more as lands because we have so few of them. They're just to help us be able to mutate a Migratory Greathorn by our 2nd turn. If we were doing that, it would be mutating on top of a tapped Llanowar Elves anyways. So that's not super critical. Other than that, it just helps us play Oakenform on our 3rd turn, which could be on a death touch creature, or even just on the Llanowar Elves if we have to, if that's how we need to get our damage into our opponent, whatever. But the way this deck overall works is, I explained the mana ramp there, is all this death touch, 12 1-mana 1/1 death touch. Then we got all this ways of making our creatures deal non-combat damage to our opponent's creatures. Our creature gets dealt damage as well because they fight. But the blessing does help because it gives them extra toughness before the fight happens. So it usually helps our creature survive the fight when we play this. And their death touch causes the creature they fight with to always die. Same with the Rabid Bite and Ram Through. That still applies to the death touch. It doesn't matter if it's 1 damage or 100. The damage is going to kill whatever creature of our opponents that we targeted. And hexproof is not something to worry about too much because this is pauper, and I don't know of any common cards that give or have hexproof. So it's like, we can target anything we want that our opponent plays. They don't have ways of dealing with that. Counter spells are common. There's a lot of common counter spells, so that's something to worry about if you see blue from your opponent, which I don't think we do in this video. But anyway, so the whole deck mechanism, we got the death touch. These are a removal which utilizes the death touch we have. However, these 1/1s are not going to win us a game. It's going to take forever doing 1, 2, or 3 damage, depending on if we have a couple of them on the battlefield and we keep killing our opponent's creatures. It's going to take us a very, very long time to kill our opponent and win the game. So we have things like Oakenform, which really enhances. It turns our 1/1s into 4/4s, and even one single 4/4 will end the game. If our opponent's not blocking it, and they probably won't because it's death touch. They hate blocking death touch. They hate attacking when you have a death touch to block them with. They hate attacking. So like the whole death touch mechanic, I just love in general anyways. But yeah, so the Oakenform really helps end the game a little more quickly, getting more damage on the board for us, for the good guys. The Migratory Greathorn, while it is mana ramp, while allowing us to fish a land out of our library, also thinning our library of those lands so we can draw into more spells, which is most likely going to be what we want. It's going to be very quick in this that we don't want to see any more lands. We don't want to draw any more lands. Once we get 4 lands, we are like, that's almost too many. Not really, but almost. So it just helps thin the deck, get those lands out of our deck so that the next cards we draw are more likely to be spells, something we can make more use of. And then we got the Nylea's Forerunner, so once we amp up everybody, we just get everybody trample with Nylea's Forerunner. Also, a 5-mana 5/3 is not that shabby. What really makes it worth the 5 mana is the fact that it gives all your creatures trample as well. So if we have Oakenform or Migratory Greathorns mutated on our death touch, then those guys will all have trample as well, making chump blockers by our opponents not that useful anymore. They'll just trample over them and still deal damage right through. Excuse me. 22 lands because the curve is quite low, almost 2 even. If you look here, our 1-drop is all creatures, 15, the 12 death touch, and then 3 Llanowar Elves. That is insane. And then we got nothing but spells for our 2 and 3 slots, and then just some big creatures to really, just big stuff to really help end the game right here. So yeah, let's check it out. Okay. I actually really like this hand. Looks like a good starting hand. Some removal, we can pump that guy up later. Other guys to play. Opponent seems to be running mono green of their own. I think I see what they're going for there with that Greater Sandworm. Yeah, I guess we just swing in. We'll just play one of these for now. Yeah, we'll slow roll it. Just, I don't know why I'm playing so cautiously. I actually really shouldn't. It's just pauper, right? Like, I should just go for it. So it would make one of these a 4/4, so there's no way he's blocking. And then we leave a death touch. Backing. I thought I said death touch there for a second. I'm like, did I say that backwards? No, I said death touch. So discourages him from attacking, and we will happily block him. I wonder if he calls our bluff on it. Like, oh, I'm just going to attack you anyways. You're not going to block with your guy. I absolutely will. Oh, no attacks. Okay. Cool. I like that. Let's just swing in and use the ram through at instant speed. Ooh, he has something too. It's holding up right now. What you got? Let's go a little higher damage. Just, I don't know, just in case. Let's just make sure this guy dies. It's death touch, it's lots of damage, it's more cycling. Okay, cycles another worm. How much lands does he have? 4, I believe. Let's throw that guy down anyways. And we'll keep pressuring with the other two. Depending on what he plays, we may even just throw this on nothing, I guess. We'll just take a win. Oh, pauper. Oh, this deck though. I think there's only one deck that I know of anyways, that beats it, or that's probably better than it and actually wins more pauper games. Or maybe not, because there might be uncommons in the deck I'm thinking of. It's a very budget-friendly, historic deck. Mono blue, very annoying to play against. Ugh. Ooh, nice. Stonecoil Serpent, that's a pretty good one. Protection from multicolored isn't that handy. Some games it does, though. Some games it'll just win the game for you, the fact that you have a creature that your opponent can't touch with multicolored spells. Sometimes. I've seen it happen before. It's never really happened for me, but I've seen it happen for others before. But I only have one copy of these. It is Eldraine, so my collection's not too good. So I'm pretty happy with that rare. That's a good rare. I might probably throw that in my +1/+1 counters deck. It actually goes really good in that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, good card. I'm happy with that. Okay. Not quite as fond of this hand, but I'm still keeping it. I'm going to assume that removal is not as common in pauper games. Hello, Kyle? Kyle? I don't know. We're on the play this time. Draw last time, but that's okay. We still won. This guy is slow. Another mono green by the looks of it. Oh, I get that guy now. I would have loved to play him first turn. And then, yeah, I could be mutating a Greathorn this turn. Ugh. We'll still throw him down anyways. You get in for 1. And then we'll put the Greathorn on the Blightblade next turn, depending on what our opponent does. Ooh, I kind of don't want to discard anything, but I'm not sure I actually need 2 Greathorns. So I'm just gonna throw this out there. Just he probably knows, but whatever. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with a Greathorn. I think that removal is gonna be too important. I kind of didn't even need it now. We're still gonna mutate this according to plan. We do not want to trade our Llanowar yet. Maybe we will sometime. An Oakenform would be good, or another deathtouch creature actually. Because they can... There's stuff they can do. Black, green. What do we have? We have 4 lands. That's really all we need. You know what? He doesn't care. He doesn't care about this. He's got his trigger from it. I actually don't really want lands anymore. It's not funny. So we're going to throw this on this guy. And then take that one out. And we'll swing with everybody just to get that damage in. And we might just put the second blessing on the Greathorn again, just because it's our only death touch creature. So it depends on how big the next thing he plays is. We could, if the 3, yeah, actually, really doesn't matter. Why would I put it on the elves? The elves is only 1 damage, so that'd be dumb. That wouldn't kill. That would kill this guy, the disciple, which I actually really don't care about anymore. We can race against it. We can still race against it. I say it, we can race it, and then like, oh, we'll just pump it up a little bit. No, don't worry, it's only a 2/2. We can still race it. We can still race it. Oops. Okay. Hits us for 2, and that is it. How pissed would he be if we just took it out? Might as well. We're drawing almost the same thing, so play what we got, right? That's how this deck usually works, though. It's just like, oh, I kill your stuff, and then I'll attack you. I'll kill your stuff, and then I attack you. And then until the opponent's... It's a frustrating deck to play against. I'm sure I can imagine. Okay, so he's reducing it so it doesn't do nearly as much damage. It's going to buy him some time. Unless I can get rid of the enchantment, which I can't. I was thinking there are common spells that can remove enchantments that are green. So I was thinking about maybe doing that. I'm sick of drawing the same thing over and over. Warbriar's Blessing and land. Warbriar's Blessing and land. Warbriar's Blessing and land. Warbriar's and land. Oh my god, can I get something else, please? I did put other things in the deck. Oh, we better not lose because of that, because we're just drawing land. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's still 1 damage, and it's still death touch. I can't believe this. This is insane. I don't even know what to say. There it goes. He got so sick of that damn thing. I'm getting... Oh my god. Has it literally been back and forth all game? Like, literally? Holy jeez. This is insane. Can I get something else? I like their good spells and everything, but... I need something else. I need more. Finally, a creature at least. Sucks that he took everything out, though. All right, here's enough time to wipe my board slowly. Okay. Alright, we're getting there now. I mean, after drawing the same thing over and over, and I mean, we got to get something else at some time that's going to be useful. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature or land card, draw that card. So, whoops. I meant to look at that. I want to see it. 6/6 trample. 6 mana, 6/6 trample. They have 2, 4, 5 right now. Next turn, they will be able to play that thing, which will be kind of scary. Not anymore. I wish I could get some more power out there to kill him faster. Although that is his own fault. He took down our Greathorn, which was killing him faster. So, it's your own fault this is painful. Alright, what do you got? Other than the big thing there with trample. What is it called? Dreadmaw. Colossal Dreadmaw. There it comes. Hello. He's gonna hate this Rabid Bite. At least, you know, I guess it's not that bad. We got the Rabid Bite at least. So, I wonder if that's gonna cause a scoop right there. Deathtouch. She gonna die. Nice. Okay, that works too. Oh, well, here goes our last guy, I guess. We do have a good amount of creatures, so we should get something. How does he have so many more cards than us? I'm gonna land 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8, yeah. I still don't think that quite works out. Why there's still an... We have an extra card in our graveyard. Seems weird. Nice, yeah. Where's that stuff? I don't think... And we don't have a single Warbriar's Blessing left. One Rabid Bite. No. Actually, Oakenform would be pretty handy dandy. Actually, that'll work too. Doesn't seem like they have anything. Take down that guy. Yes, it goes through. If it blocks, 4 damage still goes through. Because of trample, doesn't block. Down to 2. Probably has a removal, I bet, and is going to kill this thing, the Forerunner. This has actually been a good game. Oh, there he goes. He gives up, throws in the towel. Right on. 2 for 2. Okay, let's see what it is. Kaldheim. The new becomes a god in addition to its other types, and you put a 1/1/1/1 counter on it. It has to be a legendary creature. And you put an indestructible on target god. That's interesting. So you can make a legendary creature, turn it into a god with a +1/+1 counter, and then you can sacrifice this thing to indestructible. Yeah, sacrifice it 4 mana. It's hard to read that. It seems kind of fuzzy. 4 mana, sacrifice it, and indestructible counter on a god. So those are the 2 wins. I'm going to go on and play another game anyways, just because seems pretty good to me. Oh, we're on the play again? That is sweet. Okay. Ooh, that's not okay. Thin the deck of our lands a bit. Have to play this out just to get another creature. This is nuts though. I'm really wishing I put some enchantment removal in here. What the heck? Is that all this guy has in here? I guess he wants to have a staring contest and sit here and do nothing then. Yeah, because everything you play is going to die. I'm telling you now, bud. Nope, you want to play this game? Fine. I should do, maybe do Warbriar's next one. See what I draw. Ooh, at least I can attack him with something at some point. How do they have so many cards, more cards than me? How many lands do I have? 6. I mutated the Greathorn to get one of those. They've got 4, so that means I've played 5 out. Use the Greathorn for another one, which makes them 1 less land. How do they have so many more cards? They've played a card. Each one of my creatures, except for this one, has an enchantment on it. Like, what the heck? This is not right. No way. How do they have so many cards? We each have 1 in the graveyard. How do they have so many? I didn't mulligan. Why do they have so many more than we do? We only have 1 more land than they do. And 2 more lands. Okay, 1 more that we played out because we called up 1 with the Greathorn. Like, this is ridiculous. This is not right. There's no way they should have that many more cards in our hands than we do. What's going on here? Yeah, this is not right. Well, I should have. I meant to play the Forerunner. Dang it. This is insane. How do they have so many cards? They've done nothing to draw any extra cards. Like, this is ridiculous. There's no way they should have that kind of lead on us. It doesn't look like that now, finally. But there was a few turns there where there's no way they should have had that many more cards in hand than us. Like, where did those cards come from? Like, I guess this is mutated, so there's 2 cards here. 2 of our cards. Still, he had way too many cards at one point there. Like, no. He has some kind of instant. Son of a... What is it? Well, let's just go big. What do they have? Okay, that's fine. 6, that will still kill our Forerunner, unfortunately. Definitely kill our Forerunner now. Unless they attack with too many things. No, okay. Of course. Oh, of course. That is ridiculous. I'm just gonna attack all. Like, there's no way we're winning this. We're like, it's rigged. There's no way. Like, the card draw and just the way everything's been lining up. There's no way. Absolutely, I'm convinced that this is just gonna be all garbage after this. This has been way too perfectly. Like, even though their health is so low, it doesn't matter. I can just tell. Yeah, see, that would have went on our Forerunner. That would be on our Forerunner. We'd have 2 little 1/1s we could attack with. Now we get this guy, completely useless, even if we still had the Forerunner. Like, and now we sit here, they'll do something about that, because okay, they don't. Wow. See, that's actually working out better now. But it still makes sense that we attacked all out anyways. So that they have to block. They absolutely have to block. And this guy's too powerful, it's gonna kill him. First strike here, but then it dies. Depending on what they're top decking too. So unless they top deck like mwah, which I was just about to say, I guarantee they're gonna do it too. I told you it was rigged. like literally, like, and I went through every possibility of everything we could have possibly played. Like, there was literally absolutely nothing. Oh well, I think it all worked out pretty good there. I hit those 2 wins right off the bat, 2 for 2. The third one was just for fun, and that's the only one I lost. So when it comes to the pauper games, this is a really awesome deck. One of my favorite. I've always loved when they put these pauper events on, especially the historic, because it just gives me so much more death creatures, especially the 1-mana death creatures that I can work with. The removal in this is crazy and super cheap, and it's all commons, so people don't see the amount of removal. They don't see it coming. Like, how can you have that much removal in a deck where you're only allowed commons and stuff? But I make it work by using the death touch and building on the death touch, even when they play those enchantments like that last player was playing, and they were getting all those what do you call it, those enchantments. Yeah, right, that was locking down my creatures. Right? Like, it doesn't matter. I can still use those ram throughs, those Rabid Bites, the Warbriar's Blessings, which I actually did in that game, to still kill their creatures and still rock like a crazy amount of removal. And I bet that player in the end there too, he was, I mean, I bet his deck works out great in pauper games, because that was what ultimately beat us in the end, is that he out removaled us. out removaled us. Those count sort of as removal spells, the ones that lock down our creatures. Our creatures are completely dead, basically. They don't do anything. They're useless when they put those enchantments on it. So those enchantments count as removal. So yeah, that's what our opponent did to us, and they had more of it than we did, so that seems to be why they won that game. They just locked down. We had more creatures and not as much removal, so they just locked down everything we had and beat us with the creatures they did have. But anyways, yeah, like and share the video. I was always, really hoping to see a pauper event come up so I could do a video of it, because it is really great for building your collection by getting the 2 rares that you get there in the events. And yeah, like I said, like and share the video, all that stuff. Check out the beginner's guide playlist if you're new to Arena and you haven't already. It's full of great stuff to help you build your collection, really low, budget friendly and everything. Other than that, have a great week and go make some magic happen. Cheers.